Good day, family. This is video number 5 in our series on leadership and followership. Today, I want to discuss with you what happens when leadership and followership are tested. It's one thing to talk about leadership and followership when things are going well. It's another thing when tension arises, decisions are difficult, or trust is strained. Moments of testing have a way of revealing what we truly believe about God, about leadership, and about one another. Scripture never assumes that life in the church will always be easy, but it does show us how God expects His people to respond when challenges come. Conflict has always been part of God's people. Even in the early church, leadership and followership were tested. Consider with me Acts 15. There, the church faced a serious disagreement, one that threatened unity. Yet the apostles and elders came together, reasoned from the scriptures, listened carefully, and sought God's will together. The presence of conflict was not the failure. How they handled it revealed their faithfulness. Leaders are tested in how they shepherd. Peter speaks directly to this in 1 Peter 5, verses 2 and 3. And there he's reminding elders to shepherd willingly, humbly, and by example, not from pressure, pride, or control. Leadership is tested when decisions are unpopular. Patience is required. Sacrifice goes unseen. Faithful leadership does not abandon care when difficulty appears. Followers are also tested in hard moments. Listen to this, because Paul urged believers in Philippians 2, verses 14 and 15, he says to do all things without complaining or disputing, so that they may shine as lights in the world. That does not mean concerns are never raised. It means attitudes matter. Faithful followership responds with prayer instead of gossip, patience instead of resentment, trust instead of suspicion. The goal is always the unity of the body. Paul reminds the church in Colossians chapter 3 and verses 12 and following to put on compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, and to let the peace of Christ rule in their hearts. Unity is not uniformity. It is a shared commitment to Christ. When leadership and followership are tested, unity becomes a conscious choice. God always uses testing to refine His people. James writes in James chapter 1, beginning at verse 2, that trials test our faith and it produces maturity. Testing is not always a sign of failure. Often it's a tool of formation. God uses difficult seasons to refine leaders, strengthen followers, and deepen trust within His church, the congregation. Here's a core truth for you. Testing does not destroy faithful leadership and followership. It reveals and refines it. Faithfulness is proven over time. Paul encourages believers in 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 58 to remain steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. The measure of leadership and followership is not how people respond when everything is easy, when everything is good, when everything is fine, but how they respond when obedience is costly. Consider this by way of application. When challenges arise in the church, ask yourself, am I responding in a way that honors Christ? Am I protecting unity or feeding division? Am I trusting God even when the path feels difficult? In every test, the focus must return to Christ. He's the chief shepherd. He's the head of the church. He is the example we follow. When leadership and followership are tested, Christ remains our anchor, our guide, and our standard. And when his people trust him, even difficult moments becomes opportunities for growth. And this is what it means to be formed to fight. Thank you so much for spending time with me.